All right, so we are going to go ahead and take y greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 4, and we are going to graph this inequality. Now, one of the things that we need to remember that it is going to be a solid line if we have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, and it is going to be a dashed line if it is going to be greater than or less than. And then once again, we go into the shading of these inequalities. We shade above as long as y is greater than or y is greater than or equal to, and we shade below as long as y is less than or y is less than or equal to. Okay, so let's go ahead and take y is greater than negative 3x plus 4 and graph it. So let's identify the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 4. Okay, so the y-intercept is positive 4, so I'm going to go up to positive 4, and I am going to graph that point. And then what you'll notice is that there is the slope of negative 3, as we can write that as a fraction, or negative 3 over 1. And if we think about that, negative 3 is the rise, 1 is the run. And since it's negative, we can think of it as down 3 and 1 run, or we can say that is right. So let's go to our initial point, which is 4, and then we're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to run right 1 and put a point, and we're going to continue that pattern, 1, 2, 3, and run right 1, and 1, 2, 3, and run right 1, and we just continue that pattern. And we can go backwards, 1, 2, 3, and make it continue as well. Now, the one thing we need to pay attention to now that we've drawn these points is that there is an equals attached with that inequalities. Okay, so that equals is going to tell us that it is going to be solid. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a solid line through those points. Okay, and I like to put my equation right next to my line, y greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 4, especially if we're going to graph multiple lines on the same coordinate grid. So we have them labeled. And then what we have to do is we need to determine what is above or below. So it is y greater than is going to identify with these, which is shade above the line. So how do we determine that? I can pick a point. Okay, and if I pick a point up here, you'll notice that I am above the line. Right here, I am above the line. Right here, I am above the line. Right here, I am above the line. So that tells us that all of these solutions on this side of the line, all these points on this side of the line are solutions to the inequality. Because it is equals, that means that the line itself is also solutions to our linear inequality. Okay, now you'll notice that if I was the graph down here, I am below the line. And since we are below the line, these are not going to be answers because we are looking for where all the y values are greater than that line, and therefore we are going to shade on the right side of this graph or above that blue line.